Hey everybody, and welcome to Pete's Garage, and we're taking a little closer look at the Revell NASCAR Chevy SS kits. As I mentioned in our review video, I'm going to cover a couple of things on how to make these kits a little bit better out of the box. First things first, let's get to the ride height, because that is an issue. Here we have one of the chassis, just put together real quick for purposes of this video, nothing spectacular, it's just there. So when we put the body on it, it sits up pretty damn high for a race car. Even a street car, this would be a little bit too high too. So it's relatively easy to actually, I should say relatively easy. The rear is relatively easy to lower. The front's going to be a little bit more, take a little bit more work. The easiest thing to do is do one of two things, depending on how you want to mount the body. If you want to be able to screw the body in later or after you're done, all you got to do is just trim the screw tubes down. You don't even need to trim them down that much. Maybe that much. Just cut them off on the front too, and that will set the body down a little bit lower on the rear. See, as you can see, the rear fits much better. Now the front is going to be a little bit more. It's going to be a little more involving. As you can see right here, there's the two screws that you screw in the suspension piece to. Now, the problem is, because we're dealing with metal axles here, in order to lower this a little bit more in the front, you're going to have to trim the screw tube that's on the lower suspension part. You're going to have to trim this down, and then you're also going to have to remove a little bit of this right here, because the cross member that the engine sits on is in the way. So you have to remove some of that, and then you're going to have to drill out new holes. So really the easiest option, if you want to lower the front suspension, just glue the damn wheels to the spindles and call it a day. That would be the easiest, hassle-free way to get a better looking ride height on these. So that is that. Now we can move on to, well, actually we'll keep with the chassis theme here. And there are a whole bunch of roll bars missing. So I'm working on one as well to show you everything, in all the roll bars in white are ones that I have added, the ones that are missing. And even then, I'm still missing a couple. I think I'm not even going to worry about, because I think they're smaller roll bars and just going to be a pain to try to add. So I'm just leaving them alone. But these are the four main ones that I've added. These two back ones are previous NASCAR kit roll bars. This one here I used all evergreen tubing. It's 1 1/16 size. It's part number 222. And I've also added, using a previous NASCAR kit seat from the 2004 to 2006 Monte Carlo kits. I also added the leg protection that extend off the seat as well. But just the roll bars, just adding those makes a little bit of difference. It's something you're not really going to see once the body's on the chassis. All right. One other thing I should mention too. One other thing that needs to be addressed is the rear shelf tray. It needs to sit flush with that right there. And so easiest way to get to that is trim down the tubes and just set it flush. You'll probably just need to break off the mounting pins that hold this on there. Ideally, you're going to want to glue these all. You're going to want to glue this roll bar piece in because it really just doesn't. It's supposed to be a snap type max, but you still need glue on that part of the. You should actually the whole roll case should be glued anyways. It doesn't stay in place very well, and it does cause some issues. So now we're going to move on to the body. Let me get these out of the way here. Okay, there we see out of the box, and I'm going to show you on what I did here. Obviously painted the window, the net there. Also on the real race car, the roof rails are black going all the way down. Did that too. Now we're gonna get to this one. As we're working on this one, so you can kind of see completed with the stickers. I did have the splitter. It's kind of hard to see. I did have the splitter underneath there. Kind of difficult to see. I do apologize. There you can see the splitter there. Real easy to make. I just took a piece of 20 sheet plastic, placed the nose over it, traced it out, and this is what it's gonna look like. Kind of oddly shaped, but it gets the job done. I'm not trying to go for an award here, just something that looks like a splitter, and it will look like that. There you have that. It's also touched up the camera prop, which is they're usually black. The other couple things you could do is add the shark fins that come down the C-pillar and across the deck lid. I use evergreen clear sheet plastic. Trace the C-pillar piece of tape. Place the plastic on it, the tape on plastic, cut, trim, get it a perfect fit. I also, just because I'm weird, I added the rear bumper camera. Even it's the dummy pod that all NASCAR Cup Series and Xfinity Series cars run a rear camera pod and a roof pod, even if they don't have an in-car camera. So I think that covers about everything I wanted to mention. Oh, one other thing too is it'll make it look is the inside fuel filler area is green to go along with the outer American ethanol ring. Make sure you just paint that green. Tester's just regular enamel green is a close match to it, and that works too. Just one of the things do. So there you have it, just a couple of small things you can do to make these a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not done yet actually. I keep forgetting stuff. One other thing I mentioned, these holes on the skirt here should not be here. These are not holes for the jacks. These are holes for the exhaust, and they shouldn't be on either side. So real easy to do. I don't have anything to show you how I've done it yet. Just take a piece of I believe it's 40 or 60, actually it'd be .60 evergreen sheet plastic. Cut it out to fit and put it in that hole. You need to do it on both sides. There is a cutout for the jack, but it's right in this area right here. But since the exhaust is incorrect, that's also an issue too. So, but that should be covered up and should be completely solid down here. One other thing you can do to make it a little bit more correct. So I think that about covers everything I wanted to talk about. So with that, thank you for watching. See you next time.